Juju gang. I rushed here because, if you're not aware, Tesla is skyrocketing. Let me know if my audio is coming in clear. I even have some groovy music I'm playing in the background to celebrate an 11% update. I know, bag holders quotes, we're down from 400. Who cares? We still got to enjoy life, don't we? Okay, let me know if my audio is coming in clear. I see everyone in the chat. Oh, okay, there we go. Nate, how's it going? Hillary, Martin from New York. Yeah, let me know where you come from, city, state, country. I'll try to shout some out if I can. I know it kind of gets crazy. But I am officially 45 minutes early. We're going to go all the way to the end of market close. All the way to the end of market close. All the way to market close. We've got video lined up from CNBC, from Yahoo Finance. We got some tweets to go through. We got this Lucid mess going on. Well, Lucid chaos going today. In case you haven't heard, Lucid is up like 50% on the day, or at least it was. So we got a lot to talk about today. I hope you can join me. I've got the Juju. I've got the San Pellegrino, not sponsored at all. The Limonada. Thank you, Abby, for this. She got me this. Obviously knowing that today was going to be the day it was going to go. All right, 178.79. The chat box should pop up soon enough. How's it going, everyone? Yes. Am I going to freestyle? No, I'm not. Oh, actually, I probably should turn off the music. Okay, there we go. 179.15 sitting on Tesla. Mississauga, Julio, how's it going, my friend? Ecuador, drop some bars. Disco, Chicago. You guys like the music, eh? Chicago, how's it going? Gonzalo, Bay Area, Colorado Springs, Geneva, Switzerland. I like it. Colorado, Denver. Daryl, how's it going, man? Southern California. Literally about to do a massage with my earbuds. Listen to this. Don't rat me out, people. Wow, that is epic. Shout out to Zeke for this. He's getting rubbed up. Okay, never mind. That didn't sound good. Ryan, how's it going? Andy from Vancouver. We've been all through the ringer. Let's have a good day. Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Chill Step. How's it going, James? Music a little bit too loud. Well, it's off now. Don't worry. All good. Club Juju. Yes, indeed. Lucid halted. Okay, so Lucid, by the way, 179.60, new high of day on Tesla sitting here. Look at Lucid, folks. It's halted again. Lucid, there's rumors of the Saudi Arabia PIF, private investment fund, buying or supporting them off of bankruptcy. So we'll get into that news here in a second. But man, it's going nutso at the moment. Austria, how's it going, Michael, as well? 2 Austrias in a row. Look at that. That's epic. Yeah, no kidding. We'll talk about, have we officially hit the bottom or not? Coming up with inflation report later. Toronto, 180. Yes, folks, we're high of day is officially 179.88 now. All right. So we're coming on to 180, 200s on deck. It feels like. Missouri, Sweden. How's it going, Mimi? Shout out to all of our awesome Juju Gang members. If you see an orange beside anyone's name, and sometimes you might not even see an orange. I saw a couple. Actually, I should shout out some new Patreons that we've had recently. I'm pull up the list. I need to get into a better habit of doing so. I appreciate all you guys' support. Okay, just with my list here. Prakash, thank you for joining on Patreon. Lawrence, Jeffrey, and Michael, even. I have it on my list here. So shout out to you guys and girls joining. The YouTube membership only is the way you can get those emojis beside your name. So you should care. And at the $5 per month level or more, you get to join our awesome crew onto Discord, where we talk about Tesla all day, every day. Austin, you guys want me to freestyle, hey? Green Weeks, yes. Zero Saskatchewan, how's it going? Texas, Switzerland, England, Scotland, Australia. A link for that. That's in the. Actually, that's not even in the description. What am I doing? Don't even have the Patreon link in the description. See, this is what I mean. I really don't prioritize, anything related to this sort of stuff. I know I do a terrible job, but I'll pin it here in case anyone wants to join our private community and support the channel in doing so. Okay, back to the comments. How's it going, Cindy from Australia? Oh, I see. Okay, RMT. Okay, gotcha. Holland, Bavaria, Colorado, Texas. I know, Boyle. It's been a bad one, especially this week. If you caught the one on Farzad, we did it on earnings stream. I'm guessing that was a bad one. I actually did not mean to do that one. Switzerland. That's what she said. The Saudis can have them. Yes, absolutely. Did Elon tweet about Lucid? No, but we are approaching 179.82 sitting on Tesla. This has a little bit of a different feel than our $1,000 Tesla stream break, but Maybe we should go back and watch clips of that $1,000 stream break. Yuma, how's it going, Scott? Man, I'm jealous for everyone living in warm climates like Arizona at the moment. Very jealous. Awesome. Okay, so we got New Jersey. Happy Friday. Okay, we got a lot. Thank you for throwing that in, folks. Okay, let's. Trust me, I didn't do anything today just yet. But you know what? I will mark where we actually no. We went live right around here. So I'll take credits for 2 green bars apparently. Okay, so we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, earnings. You guys hopefully have heard from me from earnings from the live stream, but I know live streams can get really long. And there it is again. I'm sorry. Live streams that stream's like 3 hours, and it's hard to parse through a lot that you got going on. My general sentiments about earnings, I'll just give it here as we watch Tesla continue to rally here. We have 1.5 hours here to enjoy, hopefully, Tesla rallying into close. Earnings was good. It wasn't great, but I think expectations for this earnings were kind of just blah. And in general, the couple of highlighted things that I really liked is Tesla setting the bar really low at 1.8 million vehicles a year. That sets the bar low, and it allows them to have a crushing defeat this year should they execute. They talked about batteries and how that's not really the reason why they're setting at 1.8. In fact, they could do over 2. They could do 2. Elon came out and became a bull again and said, oh, well, we can do 2. And then Zach pretty much tamed him back down and said, look, 1.8 is kind of where we should focus on, right? So I'm thinking this is a management move to set the bar at 1.8. I liked that because the entire year we were going to be debating, oh, well, Tesla did 1.3, therefore they should do 2.2 this year or whatever. Sorry, that's my power hour alarm on normal days. So I like that they did that. I really like that they did that. Another thing I liked during the call, how about one thing I didn't like? I didn't like the Cybertruck confidence. Now, maybe that's just them trying to kick the can down the road a little bit, not set expectations too high. But I didn't like the confidence that they generally showed with the Cybertruck. It went from volume delivery towards the end of the year to next year. Elon's not even driving this thing yet. You would imagine that they'd have some sort of price update for all the reservation holders if it was imminently happening in the next couple quarters here. So I didn't love that, but it is what it is. Cybertruck is one of those things that's always going to be pushed out, it seems like, with the 4680s only being 1,000 a week. But generally speaking, quarter one, this call, I really liked the first line of the earnings call, and that was Elon saying, our demand is twice as much as our production at the moment. Every day we get new orders we can't fulfill. That put to rest every single concern that you can have for this fiscal year, at least. I really like that. All of my reminders are going off. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little insight about me. Last night, I had a dream. You just said we have a video from Yahoo Finance, but I understand we have a video up from Yashu Finance. So last night I had a dream. Don't worry, it wasn't one of those type of dreams. I had a dream, though, that I slept in. I don't know how this would even happen, but I had a dream that Tesla was rallying today, which it has, and I slept in for power hour. I didn't even wake up the entire morning, and I fell asleep throughout power hour, and I just had all these messages on my phone, everyone calling me thinking I died or something because I missed power hour. No, it wasn't about the Canucks. That was such a weird dream I had last night. I don't know why. Maybe I was up thinking about planning about power hour, hoping it was a Green Day, but it was just a weird dream. I missed power hour. I woke up and it was like 1:10, and I was kicking myself because I missed the entire stream. Everyone on Discord's killing me, saying, Yash, where are you? It was a weird dream. Anyways, I thought I'd share because that's apparently what I do. Thank you, folks. Oh, Ganeshan says, Yashu, I saw a license plate in California that says Mr. Juju. So I see that you see me rolling around. That's good. That's good. By the way, thank you and shout out to you for using me as your Tesla referral. That's super cool. Now I think I have 3 now. Okay. Took a swig of the San Pellegrino Limonada. Man, that is sour. That's very sour. Yeah, I definitely feel a responsibility. Yeah, I don't know. It was a weird one. All right, 178.84. Enough of that. Should we continue to watch the stock? Should we pull up some tweets here on the side? What do you guys? Should we watch some CNBC videos now? This is a free flowing stream. I appreciate you guys tuning in, coming in early, hot and heavy. It's going to be an epic stream. It really is. Again, putting this all into context, of course, we're sitting at 180. If we were sitting at 360, different story. I get it. I know. But folks, it's the shittiest bear market that we've had in since '08. I mean, since .com bubble, depending on what stocks you look at. Let's enjoy an 11% update at least as Tesla bulls. Because trust me, who knows how long this is going to last, right? Look, there it is. That's the jaded side of me coming out again. Let's look at options flow. Sure, let's do that. And you're welcome. I'll always share my dreams with you guys. Okay, let me turn off my, oops, I almost shared my campaigns there. Okay, options order flow is looking, boom. Oh, look at that little transition. Oh, okay, hold on. This is unprofessional. There we go. Hopefully you guys might like my ghetto style of streaming here. Okay. Tesla options order flow. You guys remember last week? You guys remember even a couple of days ago, I was sharing the options order flow for Tesla pre-earnings. I was saying this is looking really good going into earnings. Well, it has looked decent. And guess what? We're tapering off. Yes, options momentum is tapering off here. Right around what time is this? 3 hours into market open. So around 10 a.m. So an hour and a half ago, we started seeing a flat lining of call buying going on. So now we're still sitting at high of day here, which is good. But the momentum, that green bar down there, if you care enough to check, the momentum is coming down. So keep that in mind. I'm not sure if we continue to run here, but last Friday, if you caught this stream and you saw the options buying that was going on, man, that was a good signal for us to follow, apparently. In case you're wondering, market-wide looks pretty similar to this. Now, I'm not saying this is a top, but there could be some resistance here, as we said, around 180. We shall see. Now, volume on the day, in case you care about volume, is 246 million shares traded. Here's my guess, and I'm going to throw on my tinfoil hat. Does this buying in Tesla have anything to do with this? Shout out to Sawyer for all the tweets I've pulled up here. Does the buying in Tesla all of a sudden have anything to do with the fact that Elon has met with two top Biden administration officials on Friday in Washington to discuss shared goals around electrification? Now, we know when Tesla was dying, the Tesla stock that is, in September, October, November, and December, Elon was really at odds with what was happening here in the against the White House and the Biden administration with all the Twitter files and whatnot. And to be fair, that's still happening. But I wonder if this has anything to do with it. 246 million shares traded. That's quite big. There it is again. Maybe says, just talk to Farzad. He says hi and promotes his stupid blueberries. Well, get him on stream. I'm not sure if he's watching in the chat here, but Farzad, if you are, let me know. So part of the live stream today, I will throw a link in for viewers to come on. Let's just do it now. Why not? Let's just do it now. Keep it on, because what I've learned is you guys are a little bit shy. Let's be honest. You guys are a little bit shy. You guys need to get warmed up a little bit. Some people are awesome and they jump on all the time, but I'll leave it now. I put it in the comments. If anyone wants to come on, throw a question, comment, whatever it is, bring the good juju on. So this is actually really good news. Elon meeting with top Biden officials to discuss electrification. Elon replied saying true. I think that's always good. Shout out to, again, Sawyer for a bunch of these tweets. Sawyer, I've invited Sawyer on the channel as well. Last Friday, he was busy. But again, Sawyer, if you're listening, man, open invite to come on. Sawyer says, Lucid stock jumps 40% amid Saudi Arabia fund takeover speculation. So this is why Lucid is running. I'm not sure how long it'll run for. But folks, this was going to happen. I mean, Lucid really is not making very much money. Their financials suck. It's not doing well. So we shall see where that goes. Now, a Morgan Stanley note we have as well. I see a lot of people in the chat saying, let's watch the video. Let's watch the video first while we wait for people to line up. Remember, StreamYard link in the comments as I take my sip of my San Pellegrino. I had someone comment once and say, what kind of professional are you? You're eating slices of orange on your live stream talking about finance. How can I take you seriously? Joke's on him. The point is not to be serious. In fact, far from it. We're just here having a good time, talking about Tesla, talking about the stock market. And I like that you guys don't take me too seriously. That's the whole entire point. Okay, let's pull up the CNBC video of Phil LeBeau talking about Elon Musk saying demand far exceeds production. Let's pull this up. Let's see what they had to say regarding this. And let me know if my audio is coming in clear as I pull this up.
Than expected results after the bell. Elon Musk making some comments on the call. I want to get to Phil LeBeau. I listened to that call, Phil. I thought it was fascinating to hear what he had to say.
And I think it was one of the better calls that we've heard from Tesla and from Elon Musk over the last couple of years. Some of these calls have been real duds. Sometimes they can be confrontation between Elon and the analyst. It was fairly upbeat yesterday. Key numbers to look at when you look at yesterday's report. They beat on the top and the bottom line. Record profits for the fourth quarter, record quarterly profits for Tesla, as well as record quarterly revenues of 37% in the fourth quarter. But the gross auto margin is getting a lot of attention. It came down much lower than people were expecting, coming in at 24.3%. The street was at 26.2%. Remember, some of that is because they cut prices in China to stoke demand. Here's Musk on the call last night talking about.
Well, not only that, but I think what ate into the auto gross margin was the $7,500 credits for the last 2 weeks. And that is completely off the top, right? And that's Tesla funded almost completely. So, yeah.
About what they're seeing right now with demand.
Thank you, Paco.
Demand far exceeds production. And we actually are making some small price increases as a result.
That line right there, by the way, to start off the earnings call hot and heavy. I love that. And the in case you're wondering, the price increase he's talking about is the Model Y. Is it long range going up to? It has to be long range. Model Y long range, not performance, going up by $500, which is not huge, but it is something.
The other stat that or statistic that came out or projection that came out from Tesla yesterday is what it expects to do in terms of deliveries this year. Now, last year they delivered 1.31 million vehicles. They're expecting right now the guidance is to deliver 1.8 million this year. You do the math, that's coming in at less than 40% growth, not the long-term projection, which they are sticking by, which is to average annual growth of 50%, which means they would have to be closer to 2 million vehicles this year. Musk on the call with.
So right there, average annual growth of 50% is where Wall Street gets tripped up, right? Page 26 of the earnings call shows the long-term CAGR growth is supposed to be 50% from 2021. So that puts us roughly in line for what we're projecting for this year. So that's, I think, the general area of confusion here. I know Nicholas from Investing Gates Ukraine on stream said he didn't like how Phil LeBeau was saying this, but that's just Wall Street playing Wall Street.
Was asked about that. Here's what he had to say.
Our internal production potential is actually closer to 2 million vehicles, but we're saying 1.8 because I don't know, there just always seems to be some friggin' force majeure thing that happens somewhere on Earth. And, we don't control if there's like earthquakes, tsunamis, wars, pandemics, etc.
I liked that he said that, by the way, setting the bar really low. But we have to realize the run rate already for Tesla is around 2 million, right? Shanghai is going full blast. Austin and Berlin, it seems like are, with them being capped out, that's already kind of the capacity. So it's interesting that 2 million isn't the bar, it's 1.8, but I do like it still. Because at the end of the day, if Tesla executes properly or exceptionally, they should be able to beat this number.
As you take a look at shares of Tesla, that is Elon Musk's way of saying, yeah, maybe we can get up to 2 million. But that's not the guidance. The official guidance right now, 1.8 million vehicles this year, and shares moving up more than 7% this morning, guys.
Phil, I remember listening to that line and thinking to myself, if you're an analyst, though, doing math, that may not be the official line, but are you taking your number up to 2 million?
Hard to say. Look, I think that some of the analysts were already close to 2 million. They may bring down their guidance or their projections a little bit based on Tesla's guidance. I'm not sure they're going to adjust it a ton. I think you still have people on Wall Street who had it at 1.9, 1.95. They are likely to keep it close to that.
By the way, the best thing that can happen is Wall Street lowering their expectations. when Wall Street lowers their expectations, everyone's scared about this recession this year. What they're scared about is the earnings recession. How we're going to see bottom line impact on companies. People aren't going to be going out as more. People aren't going to be going and shopping out at Walmart as much, or going and buying that luxury car, or going out and buying that new piece of software that they might want to have for their business. That's the earnings recession. Everyone talked about the multiple recession and price multiples coming down. That was last year, right? The story for this year is earnings. And so Tesla is sort of playing the Wall Street game by saying, look, we'll get ahead of you and we'll say, guess what? We're only going to we're only going to sell 1.8 this year. Now what? And basically they're setting themselves up to really hit that almost, in terms of normal distribution, hitting it in that 84% or that 74 percentile. And basically, to me, I look at this and I go, okay, well, obviously they're setting themselves up for a beat this year, and they're not letting Wall Street dictate where it is.
And in terms of margin and how much, I mean, it sounds like he thinks he's going to be able to bring prices up again. How quickly do you think that happens?
Well, they've had some very incremental, very small price increases since they put the price cuts in place just within the last couple of weeks. Look, I think they've always had fairly fluid pricing on the Model Y and the Model 3 in particular, where it has moved up and down a few $1,000s. And you will occasionally hear from people saying, well, it went up a couple thousand or it came down a couple thousand. So that's not a huge surprise. What I do think, Andrew, is that big cut that we saw at the beginning of this year to bring the Model Y under the threshold that would make it qualify for EV tax credits once those are all finalized. I'm not sure we're going to see another big cut like that again. There's plenty of demand out there. If you listen to this conference call, Elon Musk was, I wouldn't say super bullish, but he was pretty optimistic.
Right.
I mean, let's be fair, though. Elon, is there a time when Elon's not bullish? Right? Last earnings call, we heard about Tesla being worth more than Apple and Saudi Aramco combined. So, let's take that for what it's worth. Where is this? Hold on. Martin says, Yash, what's driving this rally? Surely not retail. Retail never, in my opinion, retail is never going to drive stock price at this mega cap level. We're talking about 565 billion market cap company. Retail is not even a small fish in this pond. It's like a minnow in the ocean. Is it called minnow? Minnow in the, sorry, I don't eat fish. I have no idea. But it's like a tadpole. How about that? In the ocean. Not going to do anything. And this is why we have to learn to analyze institutions, read what Wall Street has to say, because they drive sentiment, they drive short-term trading and stock price, right? That's it. I mean, whether we like it or not, that's all that matters in the short term, if you care enough for it. Now, 250 million shares traded, it's actually kind of crazy right now. Like, it's very nuts. And we're approaching this we're really trying to crack through these Ichimoku clouds here to see. I'm still skeptical if we can break through the 200 level just yet. We might need to consolidate prior to that happening. And the entire market is rallying today, right? The Nasdaq's up 1.3%. Actually, it's not that much. S&P 500 is up 60 basis points. Lucid, which I talked about earlier, is up 37%. It looks like it's back online now, but it hit as high as 17. So it's kind of a wacky market. One thing to look at is the VIX, the volatility index. This is one risk that we have in the short term. With VIX this low, it's hard to see VIX getting lower than this. Well, at least materially so, right? It might go back to 2021 September levels, but really like 18 is on the low end. So in case you don't know, the VIX is the volatility index. And when it's going up, Tesla is going down, because when volatility and people are scared and people are hedging, they buy the VIX. And essentially it tries to measure the volatility within options for the S&P 500. And as we look at the VIX right now, any immediate shock to the upside, which would not be abnormal, for the VIX to go up $2 or $3 or $4 or $5 here would really be a nothing burger, considering how high it's been here in the past. If VIX does go up, that's a downside risk for us, for Tesla. I would feel a lot more comfortable about 200 breaking if VIX was at 24 and it had an opportunity to come back down. Someone says it's Minyo. There we go. Thank you. Plankton. We are Plankton. Yeah, Minnow. Oh, a lot of fishing experts. I like it. Thank you for helping me out. Boyle says the market has shown that they only care about sentiment, not about fundamentals. So I agree Tesla should play that game and go easy to achieve sentiment beats. The market, yeah, all that matters in the short term is expectations. What are the expectations for your stock, right? And this is why setting the expectations is such a key driving narrative. I know a lot of people don't like the fact that Elon is guiding, saying specifically, this is what we're going for. Zach even went out to say, out on a limb and said, yeah, we're expecting greater than 20% gross margins. And we're expecting right around, $47,000 or $37 ASP. I forget what it was. But he was very specific. That's not normal for Tesla. Usually they're very very measured with what they say. They would have never in the past, in my experience, hearing Zach, have said, yeah, we're expecting greater than 20%. So it looks like they're really starting to play that game a lot more, for better or for worse. Never a reason from a price change. I love Milton Friedman. Oh yeah, Bo says Fed next week. That's true. FOMC coming up. So this FOMC, and we can get into macro talk here in a second, but this FOMC is going to be crazy. Why do I have a label on my Weeble that says Juju? What did I do last Friday that I have a Juju labeled here? I have no idea. I'll bring it forward with us for good luck. 179.60 sitting on Tesla. High of day is 180.45. Folks, what a day. Look, this is the 5-minute chart for Tesla. One of those classic Tesla up days. Wouldn't be surprised for us to retest a couple bucks down prior to if it wants to break 180. Folks, we're rallying. Low VIX sets downside resistance. I guess you mean support. Yes, but the problem is the VIX doesn't stay this low for a long time. At least that's what this market is showing us. A couple of Fed speakers saying something unhinged, a bad news report geopolitically. VIX is very sensitive. Investors are sensitive still. And any sentiment change in the short term really has that effect, I think. Do we watch Gary on CNBC? What? Wait, did Gary go on CNBC recently? I might have missed it. I don't think he has. You guys let me know in the chat. I don't think he has. A couple weeks ago, I think he did, but I don't think so. Year-to-date chart so hot. Yeah, no kidding. Hold on. Let's pull up the year-to-date chart. You guys hated when I did this when I did year-to-date last year. So let's do it now. Year-to-date, up 66%. Folks, can we agree? We're 1 month into the year. We're up 66%. Can we agree that there's going to be some resistance here? Play that accordingly. Of course, manage your own portfolios. Do whatever you need. Buy, sell, hold, hedge. Don't do anything for any stock. It doesn't matter. That's not what I'm trying to say. But when you're up 66% from the lows, albeit very lows, right? Like the 108 lows. Let's not get greedy in terms of upside. Not everything goes vertical immediately. Although I guess it did go vertically down last year too. So who knows? He's on CNBC this morning. Really? Hold on. Today? Oh. Okay. Let's pull up my Twitter then. Can someone DM me if I can't find it here? The video. Maybe I could just pull it up here. Gary Black, CNBC. Let's see here. Oh, I think I got a link. Okay, I got a link, I think, here, folks. CNBC doesn't want me to have ad blocker on, though. Continue to cite. Watch now. Hopefully it doesn't play some
Our next
stupid
guest
music.
still bullish, holding
Boom.
more than $40 million worth of stock in his future fund ETF and arguing that shares could go as high as 400 over the next 6 to 12 months. Gary Black joins us today, future fund managing partner, to discuss.
This one is old. This one is old. This one's from last month. This one's from last month. Please, someone DM me if someone has the link on this. Okay, someone DM me, please. I'll keep that in mind, or I'll keep that ready to watch. Maybe someone has it on Discord. I'll check later. This Morgan Stanley note. We got to read this Morgan Stanley note, folks. We have to. Institutional FOMO yet to come. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Selling some covered calls, says Sean. Probably not a bad idea. I mean, I'm confident. Let's say if we're going to break $200 with the rally that we've had recently, it's only fair to see a breather come up, right? It only makes sense if we breathe here a little bit. Oh, look, high of day here, folks. We're rallying. 180.37. New high of day sitting on Tesla. I know. Hey, can I say this? New high a year. I just had a little moment there. That's so sad. 180.11 sitting on Tesla. New high of year. There you go. I'm going to start saying new high of year just to trigger some people. Yeah, I did talk about Lucid earlier on. It's crazy what's happening there with bankruptcy or buyout. Something happening. Oh, ow. Hold on. Yeah, okay, that's it. I'm saying new high of year every time now. I don't care what anyone says. Let's see here. I'm going to leave. Hold on one second. I'm going to leave the StreamYard link again here, folks. Let's get your thoughts. Come on. Give me your thoughts on the recent Tesla rally. Do you think we continue rallying now? Do you think there was something that was said on earnings call? Click on that link in the comments. Come on, folks. Or, I'm not trying to be pushy, but get your butts up here. Matt says, Yash, a bunch of Tesla investors are rolling calls they sold over the past few weeks. Is this sustainable for them to keep doing it? At what point do they lose money? Look, when we're up 66%, of course, rolling calls is profitable. If you roll, you take profit, you put some more money on the table, or you take some money on the table and then you roll some more out. Of course, if Tesla stock continues to rally, no one's gonna care. But at a certain point, and by the way, if you care enough about resistance levels, you guys know, does anyone remember I tried pounding the table on this chart recently? I think it was last Friday or a couple days before. Maybe it was only on Discord that I shared this, but I said, look, watch that 140 level. That 140 level is very important for us to break through on the daily. And in fact, we did. I was worried that the day after we would roll and roll back down, but we didn't. And that level proved to be a pivotal level. As now we're sitting what, $35? Well, actually no, $55 higher than that point only a week later. So these levels, this is why I care about levels, and I know a lot of people don't care about technical analysis, but look, they give us pockets of demand, pockets of supply where there's disproportional risk to the upside or disproportional risk to the downside. That's why technicals matter. Of course, in the long-term story, fundamentals is what takes over, and that's what has the equilibrium effect on any stock. But this is why technicals also do matter. So FSD Beta in Seattle, love the name. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Here's to high of year. There we go. Look, I'm gonna continue saying that. I don't care what anyone says. High year. Thank you for the super chat. I'm keeping that up. And by the way, if you head on over to nicejuju.com,
winking face,
you can get yourself a
confetti ball,
Sitting on Tesla dad cap by popular demand. Hold on, I'll change it here to. What I realize is people really get triggered if I'm in Canadian dollars with anything. A Sitting on Tesla dad cap, not bad. Nicejuju.com. A Sitting on Tesla shirt, and a mug if you drink liquids. Shout out to everyone that has supported the channel and bought some. And by the way, always open to suggestions with new merch. I'm working on a brand new website update though, so that'll come out soon. All we need is the Fed pause. Sorry, I got choked up even thinking about the Fed pause. Yes, the Fed pause is coming. Latest by March. I guess 25 basis points next time. Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Michael, shout out to you. Yes, you got your cap today. Love it. Too bad we can't see it, but if you ever want to share a photo or come on stream, always welcome to. Hopefully it was good. Thank you, Chriser. Appreciate that. Shout out to everyone that drinks liquids. Yeah, shout out to you guys. Everyone that drinks liquids, pretty awesome dudes and dudettes. Derwiz says, reminder, humans are pattern-seeking animals. Example is reading in trails of sheep and technical analysis. Well, remember, Technical analysis is not so black and white. It's not I'll pull up my Webull. It's not, hey, look, this line tells us this line tells us that. This is astrology. Technical analysis is math based on stock price. So if we know the trailing 200, the 200 moving average for a stock, and we know that Wall Street implements institutional bots, algos, hedge funds do this to trade on these levels. We know they buy on the 200 and below it, they'll short it. We know that these levels can aid us in knowing where there might be outstanding levels of demand and outstanding levels of resistance. So that's why it helps us. It's not a let's make shapes out of this sort of thing. You guys know I don't do that very much. It's very algo driven. And in this market, almost the majority of trading today is done through HFTs, right? High frequency trading, algos. These are how hedge funds trade. It's not it's not really a lot of people on the floor anymore even doing this stuff. So that's why this sort of stuff matters in my view. I think they stopped tracking the inventory. I think they did, unfortunately. Where's the link? Hold on. Here's the link. In case anyone wants to go buy a sin on Tesla cap. Oh, I gotta say, folks, this is a very. Have you guys ever had this one, the San Pellegrino Limonata? Oh, I'm guessing you guys have, but I gotta say, I love Juju, but this is very sour. Maybe it's because I had coffee before this or something, but it's very, very sour. Okay, let's pull up what I got second here. Hold on. Yahoo Finance. Oh shit, I just closed it. Great. Okay, let's pull up Yahoo Finance. Let's see what they got to say about Tesla earnings. It's probably not happy.
Elon Musk tried to end investor uncertainty about vehicle demand on the earnings call last night, suggesting that the
Are these the people that had their phones out? I don't want a repeat of what happened last Friday on stream. That was crazy.
EV makers' recent price cuts have resulted in a surge in orders. Musk said on the call that January
Thank you, William, for the super chat. Appreciate that.
has had the strongest orders year to date in Tesla's history. And this, by the way, is a relief for investors because those orders had been trending downward, right, for a couple of quarters. So to see this bump there, according to Musk, I mean, it's a good thing he made that comment because otherwise this was not a fantastic report. Earnings did beat estimates, yes, but automotive gross margins were below estimates. Free cash flow was way below estimates.
And you know why? Because they spent their money to buy investments. So did they really have low free cash flow? I don't know, lady, you tell me.
And so it feels like the gain that we are seeing in the stock is mostly due to tone on the call rather than the hard data.
Yeah,
You're just waiting. You're just waiting.
Well, I think you're right, Julie. There was a lot to unpack here, and I have a story on this now on the Yahoo Finance homepage, digging into that earnings call. And of course, you and I, Brad, talked about it after the call last night. And in addition, Julie, you had a sleepy Elon Musk. He had a lot going on. He just did not sound like the normal Elon Musk, whatever you would like to hear from him. But I think the stock is also trading off.
Did you say sleepy Elon Musk? Did he really sound tired? I don't actually remember that, but
Of the Investor Day that is coming up in March. A lot of, I think, new product announcements were teased by Musk on that conference call, giving hope that maybe by mid-year in the back half of this year, you get a re-acceleration in growth out of Tesla. But of course, Musk did warn a good deal about recession.
He did, and when he talked about a recession, and this is what the stock was initially reactive on in after hours, and it continues to move higher here, at least pre-market. Right now, it looks like it's up by about 10% at one point, but it's really how he framed it and how it would impact Tesla. He said if the recession is a serious one, and I think it probably will be, but that will be leading to meaningful ones. And actually, I believe we have the SOT, so let's just take a listen here. Sorry.
If the recession is a serious one, and I think it probably will be, but I hope it isn't, then that would lead to meaningful decreases in almost all of our input costs. So I would expect to see deflation in our input costs most likely which would then lead to better margins. I'm just guessing here, so that would be my guess.
Okay, so you heard his words. You didn't need to hear me kind of recite my chicken scratch that I'd written down in the middle of the call. Great. I know, it
awesome.
really is.
That's
you can't really read it very much. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to some of those raw materials costs and saying that this would actually be a deflationary type of environment that they would be looking at in some of those materials costs. And one most notable material is lithium. It's raw materials and inflation led by lithium prices that they talked about in previous calls, that they talked about at length in this call, and that's going to continue to impact their cost of producing cars over the course of 2023 as well.
Yeah, if you're buying Tesla shares here at the open or looking to, you also, I think, generally have to have a belief that these price cuts that they just enacted will not take that gross margin, to your point, Julie, below 20%. And then they will also lead to a demand reacceleration in the first quarter and then an acceleration off of that into the second quarter. But again, a lot of unknowns there, just given where we are in this economy.
I mean, the company they said on the conference call, they're not going to go below 20% on the gross margin. So do you believe them? Do you believe that the costs are going to abate? The CFO cited not just raw materials and inflation as
Well, look, remember, right? Quarter one, 2021, margins were still like 25%, 23%, forget what they were. And prices are higher than what they were then. The Model 3 we got quarter four 2020 we still bought it $3,000 cheaper than what it is today. So
to blame for the increase of cost of goods sold. They're also working through the early ramp of inefficiencies in Austin and Berlin factories. So in theory, that should abate over time as well. They also said the vehicle mix over the last year has moved more heavily to the Model Y, which costs them a little bit more to make than the Model 3. So will that remain in place, or will that the real question is, will each of those things correct enough to boost the margin once again? I do believe someone asked them on the call, will the profit per each car return to the level where we saw it, say, 2 years ago? And it sounds like that's not going to happen this year, at least. And again, there's this tone of uncertainty about when they're going to be able to get back to those levels.
Yeah.
Let's call a spade here. Look, obviously short sellers are not happy about the way this earnings call went. They look at the earnings call and they go, wow, that was really crappy. And, this wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, wait, why is Tesla rising on this news? Obviously, a large proportion of the bad news was already baked into the stock. Evidently so. It doesn't take a genius to say that. Look at where the stock is right now. And so I think there's a large proportion of people that are just not happy with where the stock is at the moment. And that's up. So, net still down, from all-time highs, but give me a growth stock that is growing or has been, right, in the last 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely. They've noted an average selling price right now of $47,000. So that margin, that 20% margin basis on a $47,000 average selling price is what we're going to get into with our next guest as well. What should make investors of Tesla stock after the earnings report? Let's bring in Jefferies Global Autos Analyst Philippe Houchois, who is joining us this morning. Longtime bull on Tesla, just recently slashed your price target on the stock by 50%. Why?
Well, if you look at what happened in the past few months, combination of the market rates going up, the absolute growth story around Tesla being questioned, and also what happens to the inflation or gross margin. So I think we've put that into context of lesser growth, uncertainty about the margin progression, much more volatility, and a different environment that led us to revise the upside on that stock.
So you still, though, again, are a buy on the stock. Would you be a buy, particularly in the wake of this report?
Well, what was interesting is it was a miss, definitely, but I think the consensus right now is a big, fast-moving target. So it's hard to I think it was within the margin of error. I think there was, as you discussed, I think earlier, there was a number of indicators about, as they ramp up other plans, battery cost improvement, that can, and the IRA impact as well, could easily reverse maybe 5 percentage points of margin. So I think this is not going to happen immediately. Over the next 4 to 6 quarters, I think that's the clawback in margin, and that was quite interesting. I think what's important to us in Tesla for us is two things. The issue entering 23 in autos was affordability everywhere. And Tesla is a brand that is, the mission is to make that transition possible, and therefore affordability is a core value. They've addressed that. For a while, they enjoyed, like everybody else, excess earnings in COVID, and they decided to take a look at a cost curve and then decide to go for affordability. That's a very important event for us in the industry. And then, of course, Tesla continues to challenge just about everything the industry does. And we think that if they execute and what they intend to do and they deliver it and are able to put in place what they want to do, I think the outcome is a much more efficient auto industry. But that's going to take some time to validate that. But those are for us the key beliefs that we have around Tesla.
Felipe, how concerned are you that Elon Musk is just doing too much? Now, we were on the earnings call last night. He sounded a little sleepy. All right, he's testifying in court.
I had a video idea where I would pretend to be a psychologist and try to read the body language of shorts and to see if I could like nitpick their eyebrow movements, and it seems like that's what's happening here.
He said he spent Tuesday late night talking to the Tesla AI team, and then on Twitter a couple hours ago he said after he did all that, he spent more time at Twitter's headquarters. I mean, Elon Musk is Tesla. How concerned are you that he's being stretched thin and Tesla's going to be impacted?
Yeah, no, it is a concern. It has been for a long time, and I think we've published research many times in the past where we say the thing is, one, the enemy is inside of Tesla. Musk is an incredible driving force, but he's also the one that brings unnecessary risk in a way to the situation. At the same time, what we have to keep in mind is what we say as well is Tesla is bigger than Musk, so he has been the impetus. The question with Elon Musk as an individual.
100% agreed. Throw in the comment. Do you think Tesla is bigger than Elon at this point? Yes or no?
He does a lot of things, maybe too many things. But it's not like he's going to listen to, if you tell him what to do, he's not going to do it. He has to self-correct. Yeah. So he is the person who is going to decide, can I do SpaceX, Tesla, Twitter? Do I have to
can he though,
delegate
Felipe?
more?
Do you think he can?
Exactly. No.
Yeah.
Well, that again is you.
I don't know, man. The guy that runs SpaceX, Boring Company, Neuralink, Tesla, Twitter now, I think I'm going to bet that guy really doesn't have productivity issues and can put a team in place eventually. That's just my hunch.
Well, you're not going to tell him, and I'm not going to tell him because you won't listen. It's up to him.
There's also that. He's also not going to listen to what an average pleb like me has to say because he knows better about his businesses than I would.
He's going to have to make that decision. And what we need to be comfortable with as investors, let's say Tom Zhu has been rumored as being a number 2 coming in. Great news that he's got the values of Tesla, so that's an internal point is very important. But will he be given a free rein to run Tesla if that's what is decided? And that's the part. It's going to take time for us to get comfortable with that. Again, the self-correcting mechanism at Elon Musk is Elon Musk and nobody else.
Well, Philippe, at the same time, though, is Musk too dismissive of how he's perceived? Forget about is he working and doing too many things? He's like, oh, I have 127 million followers on Twitter, so I'm doing just fine. Like all of those people who follow him like him and are going and are potential.
Oh, yikes. First of all, I will say that was a funny answer when Elon was starting to egotistically brag about his Twitter followers. I thought that was funny. But what I don't get is why do people follow people that they don't like? Life's too short. I get it. People follow Elon and they don't like him. People are on Twitter that bash Twitter all day long and they say Twitter sucks. Why are you on Twitter then? Why are you spending time doing stuff you outstandingly hate? It just doesn't make any sense.
Car buyers, do you think he has a blind spot here on this front?
Probably. I mean, that part of the conference call was not the best part of it, and so yes, there's a risk that he goes in a direction, believes in something, and then consumers are somewhat turned off or disappointed. I think that's definitely a risk, and I wish we didn't have to deal with that, but it's been part of the package. It's a package, and then Musk can redefine the package. We can't.
That's what. Never mind.
Okay, but I think at the core of this too, even if you're talking about a guy that has 127 million Twitter followers, there's still a Musk that has off-put so many of the potential buyers and even some of the retail investors who had chimed in on Say and submitted that question. They're recognizing what kind of hit that could mean to the brand in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it is a risk to the brand. I think the brand is interesting. The brand is very, we said before, it's a messianic brand in a way. It's about to make the world a better place in many different ways and all this. And it's a very difficult, it's such a vague in a way or unfocused brand. It's very, very difficult to manage. But again, going back to what is Tesla about when it comes to cars? It's to make the transition happen. The faster, the better to some extent. And to do that, you have to have affordable product. And the product is still very attractive. And all of a sudden, it becomes much more affordable. And so I think as consumers, yes, you can have reservations about all kinds of things. But you'll be looking as a consumer, is this a product that fits my needs? Is it affordable? And right now, we'll see how the rest of the industry responds to what Tesla has been doing. But right now, it's a very, very good value proposition.
Well, he tried bringing the focus back, I will say, to the fundamentals, and that's what he wanted to do. I saw a lot of you guys tweeting at me about Gary retweeting his CNBC Pro, and thank you, Royce, on our Discord community for sending me this as well. Unfortunately, this is locked. They know they know the game they're playing. I need CNBC Pro. Funny enough, my dad has CNBC Pro, but I don't think I want to get CNBC Pro. I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. So I'm gonna leave it for now. We'll see if it gets re-syndicated here sometime shortly. Let's pull up the stock price again. We are flirting with again high of day here. Let's see here. Hold on. Yeah, Elon is tweeting again about I think Russian non-collusion. Look, Twitter is, if you haven't been on Twitter, it can be a cesspool. It 100% can be. You have to be careful with who you follow, that you only use your following tab, that sort of stuff. I should ask him for his login. Should I? Hold on. Let me just call him. Hold on one second. You know what I'll do? I'll play something and I'll call him while it's playing. So we'll do that. Hold on one sec. This one we played. Did we play this one? Don't follow Yashu imposters. Yeah, no kidding. Who wants to become a Yashu imposter? But we've already had to suspend 3 in the last couple of months. It's crazy. And if you have anyone DMing you that you think is a public figure, just know that it's not them. I was talking with someone. Funny enough, actually, someone reached out to me and they were like, "Hey, I got an e-commerce business. I want you to run my ads for this company." And I was like, "Great." And I'm doing the onboarding call. They're like, "By the way, like, so-and-so creator DM'd me and I'm so disappointed because I love their content, but they're wanting me to invest in a crypto." I'm like, "No, man, no, they're not. Trust me, they're not trying to do that." And it's actually crazy because it happened 2 or 3 times to him, and he actually thought it was real. He was just, he never replied, but he was disappointed. So just be careful with that sort of stuff. It's Boyle. Boyle's the one after it. Thank you, Adam, for the super chat, my friend. Hope everything's well with you. T-Nelly says, Yash, what's your gut feeling about the stock price over the next few weeks? Well, my gut feeling, if you asked me last week, was that we were going to go up. I didn't think 180 was in the cards right yet, but 160s I think was. My gut feeling now as we sit here is I think we have a breather week next week. That's my gut feeling. And definitely let me know your gut feeling in the comments. I think we probably have a breather week. We're up 66% year to date. I know, albeit it's an artificial bottom, if you want to call it, to set the rank year to date at 108, but it is what it is. Just like how last year the bar was set to like 1200. And I just think we have a breather week. That's my gut. We'll see. Let's see here. Really, folks, does no one want to come on to stream? Am I that scary? I'm gonna keep plugging this thing until we get someone. No worries. I could spend time here talking with myself all stream. You guys know I do that. I've got no issue with that. Steven says next Friday, I bet it closed at 200. That would be great. Hold on. What was I doing? Hold on 1 second. Breaking down Tesla earnings. Okay, hold on. Hey, we got Tony coming up here. Hold on. We got a viewer. Pull him up. Tony, how's it going, man?
It's going good. It's a beautiful day here in Southern California. So
looks great.
so I just had a funny thought, and I'm curious what everyone else would think. What would you put the over under on the next bit of gag merch that one of Elon's companies rolls out? Not sure if it would be Tesla or SpaceX. I mean, more on theme with SpaceX, being a telescope. Just in light of the telescope comment on the earnings call.
But telescopes are hard to manufacture, man. Aren't they? Like, it takes a while.
Well, I mean, I just think like a little garage, like home consumer, not something crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like a little tripod telescope that you'd use to like look at the moon in your backyard,
Yeah, you know what? I think Tesla knows, like, they could have a Tesla toilet and people would buy the thing, right? Like it doesn't matter what Tesla sells. A SpaceX telescope, though, that's a really good idea. I actually really like that.
Try to find the competition, right?
You know what they should get? They should get one of those Dobson. Was it? I think it's called Dobson telescopes. The ones that are like huge. I used to actually have a couple. I think I've told this story before. In 2016 or 2017, the summer of, I joined this astronomy club. This telescoping club at a local university I didn't even go to, because a part of their membership perk was that I could rent this like $2,000 telescope that was as big as my room. And I rented this thing out in May and June, and I swear to God, every weekend, me and my buddies would just go out to the park and go put this thing on Saturn or Jupiter, and we'd be able to see like the rings around Saturn. We could see like the eye of the storm on Jupiter. It was just mind blowing. Like, if anyone hasn't done this before, go rent one of those big fat telescopes and go late night and go look at Saturn. When you see the rings live and you see everything that's like, it's just mind boggling, because you can see it in the sky and it just looks like a star. You throw this little tube at it and all of a sudden you can start seeing the rings, and it's so trippy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Definitely have to look into it. I had a buddy who had a telescope that he was telling me about. He was actually trying to sell it. He's like one of those guys who's constantly like getting random knickknacks, using them for a little bit and reselling them,
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just a funny thought I had. A more serious thought, I guess, related to Tesla. There's a plane taking off here. I hope you're not getting it. I'm at a farm that's like right next to a private airport. So there's just like all these like Lear jets and stuff constantly taking off. But one thought that I had, and I can't remember who the Twitter user was who made this comment, but my brain's kind of putting things together, that there might be a heat pump shortage of some kind. Like, I think VW recently announced that they are no longer going to put heat pumps in the ID4, which obviously makes that car way, way worse. And there are a lot of people like in the order queue. They had to inform all of the, pre-order reservation holders, whatever, that, hey, we're taking this out. So the car that you signed up to get isn't going to have a heat pump. We have no idea when we'll be able to get it in. And there's a shortage of them because there's a huge chip shortage. And, line that up with what this user on Twitter was saying, where they were speculating that the next product that Tesla could roll out could be like the home heat pump or home HVAC or whatever, because there's these huge government incentives both in Europe and here for installing heat pumps. And it just had me thinking like it could, taking two strengths that we already know, obviously Tesla manufacturing heat pumps, their ability to reprogram chips to maybe make up whatever the shortfall is in the production of heat pumps. And, taking advantage of government incentives is a pretty smart strategy just in general. So I'd have to track it down, but I bookmarked it. It was an interesting sort of thought. And I know there's a lot of people sort of speculating again, like what are the chances that something they show off on March 1st is outside of like the expected products, whether it's Megapack XL or Cybercar or like, Robotaxi or whatever. And that's one that's always been a favorite of mine.
Yeah, I think the wind turbine idea has been thrown around. The HVAC idea has been thrown around. The heat pump I didn't get because that news story was around, oh, well, we can't build up these heat pumps because we're short on semiconductors, which, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know, but I wouldn't think the capacity for you to produce a heat pump would be limited by the chips. So it kind of screams like an excuse, but then again, it's not like I know it to be a fact that a heat pump doesn't have a chip in it. But it does scream like a shortage, or it screams like an excuse to me, I think.
Yeah, like a lot of their other, legacy autos, general complaints about supply constraints have been excuses. A lot of people kind of dissected that too. But the other thing on the call that has me, or I'm sure a lot of people speculating, was when they were talking about Dojo having applications beyond automotive, and obviously the first thought is energy arbitrage, right? And like the auto bidder. If training using Dojo to train the AI algorithm that runs auto bidder could unlock like another level of value, but it's also thinking like, well, what else is there? I mean, obviously the bot, right? I guess, but that seems like an extension of autopilot. Therefore, it's kind of in that same sort of wheelhouse. But it does make your imagination sort of go wild. Like what other places could Tesla be thinking about applying this crazy AI training supercomputer to,
Twitter, chat GPT 2.0.
Oh God. Or it'll be GPT 5, right? Because they're already about to release 4.
The 4. Yeah, no kidding. There's someone that said, I forget, on our Discord, someone shared, it was like, if Elon uses Twitter data for like a chat GPT competitor, it would just be racist, annoying, negative, and pessimistic. It's like just a cesspool of Twitter sometimes. So there must be a way to filter that out.
It's I don't know. Twitter is also just a series of rabbit holes. At least I've found like ag rabbit holes, water rabbit holes. I'm sure everyone else on here has. Like that's how we found Zero Sum Game, right? So
yeah. There's a lot of, I love Twitter for that. I have a Canucks Twitter that I use, there's a marketing Twitter that I love, Tesla Twitter. There's so many different angles of it. So
wonder like how a GPT like that, like how all these little rabbit holes would show up in something that's been trained on Twitter,
Yeah.
But
I'm not sure
that's
how we get that.
Pretty much all I had for you though.
Right on. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate you coming on. Thanks, man.
Awesome.
Take care.
Later.
And I'm jealous of the sun. That's
It's still really dark up there in BC, or?
Oh yeah, it's like raining central. It's foggy yesterday. It's cloudy today. It's just seasonal depression is kicking in. So.
Well, we're hoping for a little more rain in February. It's still pretty muddy. It rained like crazy about 10 days ago. So yeah. But
yeah, jealous.
Talk to you later, Yash.
All right, man. Take care. Thanks. Shout out to Tony. And folks, guess what I just got? Yes. Shout out to my dad. He's officially given me his CNBC Pro. Look, CNBC Pro membership does come in handy. Once a blue moon when you want to watch Gary Black. So let's take a listen
By the print, I just wonder if you think it's worth the return we've seen.
The print was kind of unspectacular. They missed on gross margins, especially if you back out the one-time items. And, the earnings were kind of right in line. What was more significant was just the optimism that Elon and Zach, the CFO, showed on the call. They basically said that January's orders were double production, and that, Elon even dropped the hint, well, they could do as much as 2 million in volume. So I think that's what got the stock moving. And then the third thing, which I think a lot of people are not paying attention to, is the energy business is suddenly on fire. They had a new facility that came on in third quarter, and their gross margins were high. And you could put some numbers together. You could add about 50 cents a share for this new Megapack product that is now out. And I think those are the things that are getting people excited. Plus, you got an investor day in about 6 weeks. So
I'm really excited about this Investors Day. I know I've seen a lot of comments here today about it, but I just don't know what to expect.
Yeah,
it's for all those reasons. I think the stock is on fire today and yesterday.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be busy on March 1st. I did see some bears try to slice and dice at least the language in the call. For example, you mentioned orders twice the rate of production. Some point out that Shanghai is going to be closed for almost a third of the month. Do you think that's just sour grapes?
I think it's sour grapes. And look, if you go back.
Carl is totally egging him on. Look at the smirk on Carl's face. I know what he's doing. I know. I like it. It's good
The
TV.
history of price wars, go all the way back to, say, Marlboro Friday in 1993. When the market leader starts a price war and their gross margins, and this is true of Tesla, are 2 to 3 times what the competitors have, they have so much more ammunition. And in most of those cases, the market leader wins the price war. And so I think what people have to figure out is how much incremental volume are they going to get as a result of cutting prices by, let's call it 12%. And I think you're going to wind up with, at least 35 to 40% volume growth this year. And I go back to valuation. Where else are you going to find a mega cap stock that's growing units by 35 to 40% and revenues and earnings and cash flow by the same, that's selling for under 40 times earnings? And that's what I think people, and I'll put the bears in this category. Why are people getting excited about Tesla now at, let's call it 160 when they weren't at 105? I think it's because of those metrics. You can't find growth stocks with 35 to 40% volume growth that are selling for under 40 times earnings. You just can't find them.
There have been a lot of talk and a lot of commentary and a lot of concerns raised that Elon Musk is spending so much time at Twitter, at least focus on that at the coming into the end of the year. Coming off of the Tesla results, coming off of the call, the commentary, the fact that there's now this price war afoot, to your point, with Tesla, the market leader there, and kind of ushering in this new era for EV adoption. Can we say that those concerns about where he's spending his time can be put to the side, or does he really just need to get a CEO appointed at Twitter and focus more heavily on his other companies like a Tesla or like a SpaceX?
Well, we believe that's a catalyst. We think he will choose, and he's promised to do so after that, Twitter poll he did, I guess it was last year, earlier this year, to, replace himself as CEO. I think he's got to find somebody.
That was the funniest poll ever. Let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Elon made a poll saying he's going to abide by the results of this poll of if he should find someone to be a CEO of Twitter, which we already knew eventually was going to happen. The poll says yes, and then we haven't heard anything about a replacement since.
Who gets advertisers, understands social media, understands how to monetize, let's call it 260 million users, but also can get along with Elon and do well with his, management style and personality. And look, there are people out there who would die to work with Elon. He's brilliant. He's a moneymaker. I think as soon as they appoint a CEO to run Twitter, and Elon we'll say, refocus on Tesla, which he's obviously very focused on Tesla. It's the largest part of his wealth. I think that's another catalyst for the stock. So when I think back and I say, okay, the stock's had an amazing run. It's up 55% in 3 weeks. Can it go higher? It's still very cheap. I got the March 1st investor. I got Cybertrucks, which we haven't talked about. I got Megapacks.
Cybertrucks is not going to be a big key story this year, unfortunately, is my expectation
which
now.
Is not on the sell side's radar screen. And I got a new Twitter CEO coming in. That's for all those reasons, I would still want to be in the stock here.
Gary, I mean, you mentioned that as market leader, if you're deciding to compete on price, you have more ammunition. Well, the ammunition is your profit margin, right? So when do you get it back? And I guess the question is, longer term, what's the return profile here? 2024 earnings estimates have gone down below $6 a share. You can argue about whether that makes sense and whether, in fact, that's still is going to be supportive of a much higher stock price from here if we're just talking about valuing it on, volume times price equals margin.
Right. So I think you got to take a longer term perspective. And again, go back to Marlboro Friday. They cut price, stock by 20% on Marlboro's. Stock went down 26%. Go out 3 years, and Philip Morris, ticker Mo, was up 100%, where I think the SP was up 50. And that's what you see in most price wars. The current year, you have to take your estimates down. And you're right. 2023 estimates are down 16% year to date because of the price cuts. But the stock is up 30% because the investors are saying, look long term. So I go out to 2030. We have an earnings model. We have them making $30 a share by 2030. We have them selling 10 million units by 2030. They've got to build more gigafactories. They are going to be close to 2 million this year. If they can do $30 in earnings in 2030, and even if you put a 30 multiple on the stock, because then it's growing maybe at 20% a year, that's $900 in about 7 years. You discount that back at some 14, 15% discount rate, you're above $300. And that's the way portfolio managers think. They don't look at current year earnings, despite everybody says they're short term. We try to look at net present value. We try to figure out where is the stock going to trade in a couple of years. And that's people who buy Tesla, that's how they think about it. It's a long-term gain, and it's not, this year's earnings. Because if you just look at this year's earnings, you probably wouldn't own the stock.
I mean, even with this year's earnings, though, if Tesla does $5-6, where they're at $100 not too long ago, it's just kind of nuts, right? With the growth. But 2030, in my opinion, is too far out to project. Back of the napkin model, I have 2026 now. Maybe I should to 2027 now later. But 2030, just like so much can happen in those extra 4 years of tail risk, whether it's bot, FSD, and stuff that I don't even model for. So 2030 is just too far, I think. But yeah.
All right. So speaking of another name that you hold in your fund, Salesforce. Obviously, we've got all these activist investors.
Does anyone care about Salesforce? Let's skip that. Shout out to Gary for joining CNBC there. Awesome to get his insights as usual. I did have a couple Gary Black tweets that I wanted to share as well. Hold on, where is it now? Right over here. Where is it? So Gary tweeted this out. I found this interesting. Why it's smart Elon has stopped insulting Dems about woke mind virus. These same consumers over-index EV and Tesla purchases. Source, Morning Consult. So this is a share of U.S. adults who are very concerned about climate change and its impacts. And you can see, obviously, blue leads the way. Democrats up over 60%. And then the next chart he shows is a 12-month vehicle purchase outlook. Respondents were asked how likely they would be considered to buy the following vehicles. And he tries to show a correlation here between EV buyers and being Democrat. Look, when I think this is, though the theory might be good here, I don't think this is done well, because the problem is your product skew is already mixed. People that are truck buyers, and if they're outstandingly Republican, have no options, really, generally speaking, outside of the Ford F-150 Lightning or the Rivian, which are only made in small quantities, to buy a gas-powered or an electric-powered truck. So you're already going to have skewed data for Dems leading the way on the EV charge, where I bet you there'd be a lot of Republicans that would go EV if there were more EV options for their trucks, and with better range or more supply out there or less of a waiting list. So, Jan says Ford recalling 462,000 vehicles due to faulty cameras. I don't see that on CNBC front page. I'm gonna have to fact check that though. Ford recall. Let's see. Ford recalls 462,000 vehicles over camera issue. There it is, 6 hours ago. You know, it's funny. I put in Ford recalls and it wasn't even a trending news story here. That's kind of the crazy part. If I throw in Tesla, let's see what pops up. Wow. It wants me to search for Tesla recall, even though I'm not searching for that. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's leading the way. It's there. But there's no, like, it's only the Ford logo on most of these things. It's not like a Ford car under fire or something, that the way that they usually paint out Teslas to be. 179.32 sitting on Tesla. Where is my starred? Let's see here. Yeah, no, I think Cybertruck makes a difference. I don't know, maybe I'm too jaded about it now, but the way that they were talking about Cybertruck really doesn't make me super confident in like, it makes me as confident as the FSD beta wide release, like right at the end. You know, that's how confident I guess I am for the end of the year for Cybertruck now. I thought middle of this year, but I mean, if it was going to happen in the middle of this year, we would have had better pricing for a Cybertruck by now. Elon probably would have already been driving this thing around all around the factory, which is not happening still. And they probably would have been testing FSD in the Cybertruck everywhere to make sure that everything lines up properly. I mean, I guess they could be doing it hidden, but I think we would have heard about it. I don't know. So, and again, they say volume production next year now, so who knows at what point next year. It'll come eventually. 179.25. September. It's a little bit early to play our closing price. Well, so why don't we throw in the chat? When do you think the first Cybertruck delivery happens? The first one. Richard saying September 2023. That's a good guess, I'd say. I'm definitely later than that now. I've kind of changed on it. I'm thinking like November, December. I hope I'm wrong big time. I hope it's middle of this year or something. All right, folks. I think we want to hit we want to hit yearly highs here coming up. Oh wow, bunch of chats just came in. Where is it? July 4th. That was my original guess, Jared, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen anymore. August, September, July 4, June 18, Q2, October 3rd, November, August. Cyber December. I like that. December 4, Q4. It's kind of a mixed bag. No one's really saying earlier than June though, I think. So July 1st, 2023, Tesla's 20th anniversary. Interesting. August, December, April, Jan 1. A couple of bulls outstanding here that think in the summer, but didn't they just say 2024? Well, Chris, they said volume production 2024. I'm just asking when the first ever delivery will happen. Shout out to your mom, Jen. October 11/11. Gigafactory event in August. What event do you refer to here, Cindy, and why do I not know about it? Am I just drawing a blank? December 24th, April. What do I win? This one is not even virtual Juju. This one's there's no way I can keep track of what we said in January 27th for the Cybertruck. I just want to get a kind of gauge of where people are at. So it seems like everyone is, if I had to draw a median from my super mathematical brain from reading the answers, I would say it's probably like end of November is the median, maybe beginning of November. Delivery to employees only. Well, yeah, I guess 4680s, that's how it worked, right? It was only delivery to employees. I guess that makes sense. I still think if they can make one Cybertruck today, sell it, let someone drive around, just make them promise that they have to drive this thing around minimum every day. Minimum for 10 miles every day. It's a walking, driving, sitting, advertising machine, which is another topic I want to get into in a video. But yes, I know a lot of people don't like the whole advertising conversation and what's going to happen there. Let's see here. Oh, it's a volume cough. Okay. Sell it to Tom Brady. Okay, hear me out. What if they sold the Cybertruck to Joe Biden? What if they're like, hey, Joe, you drive this thing around for an entire year? First of all, I don't think he'd do it. I don't think actually presidents are even allowed to drive cars. Is that right? Well, no. Didn't Obama do that little show? Who's that show with? I forget. Jerry Seinfeld or something. Maybe they are allowed to drive. I thought they weren't allowed to drive. They'd only have to have chauffeurs. But let's say if he could drive. Give it to him. Boo everything. Look, I'm trying to mend fences here. Give it to Jay Leno. He deserves it. I'm not sure how much Jay Leno would drive, though. Okay, fine. Yes, Coffee and Cars, the comedian show. Yes. Who was that, though? Seinfeld. Okay. Wrong answers only. Who should the first Cybertruck delivery go to? Wrong answers only. Tony's saying, if Tesla offered you $50 off your monthly payment in exchange, you got ads in the lower corner of your car screen, how many would take it? Tony, I love where your head's at with this. And not only because I love advertising, but I think that's such a good model, right? If Tesla can monetize in certain ways their cars, they can lower. Yeah, software is such an advantage. I love that question. That's a great question, Tony. Okay, wrong answers only. Who should get it? Seinfeld. He who shall not be named. Marriott GM. Oh, that's a good one. Me, everyone's saying AOC. Okay, I think this might take the cake. Mary, Joe Rogan. Yeah, that one's a right answer though. I feel like that could actually happen. Mary, everyone's saying me. Trump. Gordon Johnson is more Trump. Elon's mom. It's probably a right answer. Okay, everyone seems. Bill Gates. Okay, interesting. Let's not go there. Kanye, no, let's not go there either. But I did ask for wrong answers, so fair enough. AOC is the wrong right answer, I feel like. Rachel Maddow. Nancy Pelosi, she just starts buying calls on the screen. She's like logged into her Thinkorswim platform on the Tesla screen, and she's just hitting that. He's just hitting the ask on Tesla stock. Sandy Monroe, that's the right answer though. Thank you. I did ask for wrong answers, so I'm not sure if I should take offense to that. No, I'm just kidding. I definitely don't. Taylor Swift, T-Pain. Okay, where did this auto-tuned king come from? I guess that's very random, but I do like random. Bruce Springsteen. Go to Mr. Beast. Oh my God. You got my mind spinning now. Hold on. If Mr. Beast got his hands on a Cybertruck, talk about the reach. Wow. Folks, Mr. Beast is a legend with his reach. You like him or not, I don't really watch a lot of his videos. But I'm telling you, folks, the reach this guy
built two massive cubes.
Oh, God damn. That's what, you know what it is? It's this very loud intro that I know works well on YouTube, but I just don't like it. But whatever. Shout out to you, Jimmy. Look at his most popular videos. 350 million views, 254 million views, 234 million views. Just nuts. Absolutely nuts. Crazy. Subscribe for a cookie. Does this work? All right, I'm telling everyone in the chat right now, if you subscribe, I will give you an orange. I'll throw it through the camera. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Thank you. 178.45. Some of these answers. Yeah, I agree. It's not a good vehicle in New York. Oh, yikes. This orange is bad. Why is the chat racing? Yeah, the chat's weird like that sometimes. It backs up a lot of the actual comments and then it throws them all at one time. So bear with it there. I've tried to make it a little more smooth, but Yashu can only do so much, unfortunately. No doubt. This was a good question. About who should get the first one. It seems like there's a couple of common ones, which I don't think should actually win. I think my favorite answer in this, if I had to award a winner, is AOC. I like that answer. Because look, we're all about mending bridges. We're all about showing diplomacy on this channel, right? That's what it's about. Or at least I hope it is, right? I think some bridges can be mended like that. 179, folks. We are rallying. Let's pull up Weeble. We are rallying on all 2 cents since the last time we talked. It feels like Tesla wants to close at high of day. Should we place our okay, let's do our Tesla closing price guessing games. Or guessing game. Throw in your Tesla closing price guess in the chat. Remember, Price is Right rules to win the virtual Juju prize. You have to be at or under. Guess on the penny. What else am I missing here? And I'll throw in a guess as well. Hold on 1 second. 179.28. I'm gonna throw in 181 on the dot. I'll throw in my guess. Now, I will admit, hold on 1 second. I'm going to play something here. Hold on. Tesla stock. Let's see here. Let's see what Mark Fields. This is very interesting. So they had Mark Fields, obviously, the former Ford CEO, come on about Tesla earnings. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick as we play this. I hope you don't mind. I really got to
Mark Fields, the former Ford CEO, also a CNBC contributor. It's great to see you, Mark. You've been, dare I say, skeptical, maybe is the polite way to put it, about Tesla over time. I'm curious what your take was on these earnings.
Well, Andrew, I thought, relatively speaking, they hit record earnings. It was a relatively good quarter, even despite, a lot of the issues, supply chain, demand in China, et cetera. I think to me, the most impressive thing is if you think about the trajectory they've been on over the last couple of years, their first full year of profitability was back in 2020, and they made about $720 million. This year, they made over $12.5 billion. And right now, that's more than what's projected for Ford or GM. So it's quite impressive what they've been able to achieve between that and building up to 2 million units of capacity at this point.
Okay, so does this change your view at all about the valuation of this company?
Well, I think, this company has been valued much more as a tech and software company than a regular car company. I think what you're seeing now, they're experiencing what it takes to compete as being one of the big players now in the auto industry, which is when you see demand go down, how do you stoke that demand, the impact on your margins. And I think investors are looking at this and saying, should we go forward and continue to value it as a technology company and the growth involved, or should we value it as a traditional car company? But I think what Musk has said is, listen, with these price cuts, we have the advantage of scale versus the established automakers. So even if you want to, look at me more as a regular automotive company, look at my margins versus the competitors, because these price cuts are really going to put a big challenge for the traditional automakers who are now launching their EVs.
Well, so and that's the question. Can the other automakers cut prices in the same way? I don't think they can.
Well, they're going to have to respond, Andrew, in one form or fashion, because the way consumers shop and they cross shop, it's based on price. They're looking at a price range, and if your product doesn't fall within that, you're not even being considered. So I think the automakers, the traditional automakers, their challenge is is to get to scale. When you ramp a plant, it's really important to ramp it up fully, get it stabilized. That's when you can really start working on cost efficiencies within the.
What I don't get is how many models they're trying to go for. And yes, for everyone asking, of course I wash my hands. My bathroom is right across my office. So don't worry, I was fast. Sanitary, it's not an issue. All right, let's move on. All right, I get it. Everyone cares about this. But what's interesting is Ford, GM, all these guys want to make 100 different models. It's almost like they see it's like they pretend like they're already cash flow positive. They're profitable with every model already. Let's not only just duplicate the plans, let's just add complexity. It doesn't make any sense why they're doing
the plant and with your suppliers. That's what Tesla has been able to do. And so I think the automakers, they're going to have to, Tesla went through what they called production hell to get to scale. The established automakers know production at scale, but it's not going to be a cakewalk for them. So they have to get that volume, which means they have to be price competitive.
Mark, can we talk cruise control and self-driving? I don't know if you saw this. Your former company, Ford, coming out of the top of a Consumer Reports list. I think it was just.
I saw this. Have you guys seen this? Ford and BMW came out ahead of Tesla on the FSD
yesterday. That the sort of automated cruise control, which is not necessarily as advanced as what Tesla's doing, for example, in terms of full self-driving and the like, but actually came out on top. Tesla fell to number 7 because Consumer Reports didn't really like the fact that you have to put your hands on the wheel, but that they have no cameras looking at people's eyes. Did you see this? They actually put Ford and GM, or I think a Cadillac, at the top 2 slots on this.
Yeah, when you look at the self-driving capabilities or automated driving capabilities, and somebody like Ford and even GM, those systems are very easy to use. Listen, the automakers, the established automakers, have a lot of experience with cruise control, adaptive cruise control. They understand how consumers are using their vehicle. And listen, safety is top paramount for the established automakers. And I think you're seeing that in this report that you mentioned that came out, that the usability of it is really good.
Okay. Shout out to Omar for this. This is Mercedes level 3 self-driving.
Because of course then.
And people who keep insisting this quarter was nothing to look at.
Oh, hold on.
How are you analyzing?
Shut up. Okay, let's go back.
Than that. Because of course then.
Okay, now you have to take over. Why is that?
Probably because the sun is blinding so much. Okay.
Drive pilot off, system currently unavailable.
Yeah, and now
so
we've
run
turned
into a technical limitation, so I've turned a little bit.
No, we have turned a little bit, and now you can turn it on again.
There we go.
There it is.
Activating drive pilot.
Yep.
Could not be activated.
Because he's too.
So let me catch up.
Close up.
Yeah, the curves really throw a curveball on these guys. They don't handle curved roads well.
Because we need that lead
So
vehicle.
how much distance do we need between the lead vehicle?
It's about 100
That's
meters.
a lot.
Okay, so now activating drive pilot, and now it's...
And of course, this is a very specific situation. You would not encounter that on a real highway.
Yeah.
The slope curve.
So...
Than that.
You wouldn't account a slope curve. I'll tell you what, from experience, of course, this amount of distance, 100% you can engage autopilot. Even this much you could. Maybe towards the end, that might be questionable. But even then, I think you probably could. But the Tesla would probably just brake right away to get more of a gap, I think, from experience. This is the level 3 self-driving. Shout to Omar, Holmar's catalog on Twitter for that. 178.70 sitting on Tesla. Welcome, Nick. Yes, no, but the sun. Yeah, look, the sun is, I mean, like, come on. Like, I'm not sure what LiDAR does for that. Like, shouldn't that be helping? So, Royce says, yeah, should Elon admit that hardware 3 wouldn't be capable of a robotaxi? Well, that was the interesting part, right? Where we talked about hardware 4 and it having all these accessories and certain things. It makes you think, like, is hardware 3 not going to be able to be full self-driving with robotaxi? It's still up in the air, right? And that's why I don't model for it, to be honest, because I just look at it as an upside call option. But yeah, I mean, it does bring up questions. But I have a hard time also believing that the Cybertruck is going to be the car that's dedicated to the robotaxi. We know Cybertruck's going to have hardware 4, but I just don't think that Cybertruck would be the best option for the robotaxi. It would be whatever model Tesla comes up with next in terms of the compact, the smaller scale. That would probably be the one. Because remember, Elon said the robotaxi we build will ship with no steering wheel. Now, I'm not sure if that's actually going to happen. You can remove it. But that's what he says. That's what his goal is, right? How he talked about with elevators. What was that analogy that he had? How elevators had people managing them. And then eventually people are like, let's just do it automated with software. Same thing here. That's what he looks at it like. Oh, bring back Mark Fields. Wait, I know that was it.
Join us right now, Mark Fields, the former.
We already heard it. Looks like he's in a hotel though. Okay. Let's see here. Energy is the big one. I agree. Energy is the big one. By the way, hit subscribe if you're new. If you're liking the stream, hit the like button. That helps to show the YouTube algo that we're having a good time here. How many likes do we have on the stream? One sec. Let me just check. We have 300 likes. Got 1,000 people watching. Let's try to get to 7. Can we get to 700? If you're new here, hit the like. If you're old here, or if you're new here, hit the subscribe. If you're old here, hit the like. All right, 178.42 sitting on Tesla. We played our Tesla closing price guessing game. Albeit a lot of the answers are behind here. You guys went crazy when I went to the bathroom. You guys were just hitting me with every insult, left, right, and center. It's okay. I'll take it. Don't think like I wasn't watching the chat in the bath. No, I wasn't. I was kidding. But Gerard, see, be like Gerard. He destroyed that like. Thank you, my friend. Any idea when hardware 4 will be released? I think Cybertruck is it. I don't think we're gonna. By the way, I don't think we're gonna get an upgrade from hardware 3 to hardware 4. It just, that's what they said. Is it's not worth it. So. I see people are still trying to perpetualize this myth of not hand washing. I'll tell you what, folks, it's 100% non-factual. It's fake news. It's misinformation. It's FUD. I'll tell you that right now. Thank you, Intelligent. Appreciate that. Okay, how many likes are we at now? Whoa, that jumped up quick. Appreciate it. Almost at 500 now. Thank you. Keep hitting the like if you haven't. If you see it unliked, doesn't cost you anything. I'm not asking for a penny from you, but you can hit the like and the subscribe. Okay. By the way, I used to have all my alerts on when people used to subscribe. It used to pop up. Some people found that annoying, so I turned it off. I might turn it back on later as like a thank you. It just pops up in the meantime. Okay. All right. 177.88. Oh, feels like it's coming down. Feels like it's hold on, it's coming down here. Options order flow. Good question. Where's the? Oh, I saw like a massive question here. Where is it? Devin says, "What platform do you use for stocks that we're watching right now?" Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for the all caps comment. This is Webull. Webull. I will say I'm no longer. I don't have an affiliate link for Webull anymore. They didn't pay me a penny. They just couldn't get their story straight. Payment couldn't go through. I don't have them sponsored. I should probably find a platform. Well, I guess I do have an affiliate broker's link, but I find for the stream, you guys really like the Weeble, so I pulled it up, but we should probably find one. Anyways, I don't really care too much about that. The point is not to make affiliate commissions. The point is to have fun. Okay, let me pull up the options order flow here. Okay, this will be telling the options order flow. Open link. Pull up Chrome. Pull up screen 2. So the options order flow, folks. Some put buying happening to end the day, but going into next week, we're not as strong as we were last week. That's for sure. I think that much can be said without hesitation. We're not as strong as we were last week. Last week, this time, we were at this level of closing, right? We were at very high bullish momentum, momentum over 10 on this graph. As we sit here right now, we're pretty much a nothing burger in terms of momentum now. So if you're heading into next week and you look at this as a signal into what big money is doing, that's one thing that we have to keep in mind. Now, I don't mind if we hang around here because remember, not everything can be straight up. So Ryan says, just sold everything. We'll buy back at 140. Sounds very risky. Interesting. You know, every now and then you have in kind of intrusive thoughts, right? Not the sinister kind, but you know, these kind of thoughts that Ryan posted here. I had this thought, I'm not gonna lie, on the stream where I had Emmett Peppers and Dave Lee for our Tesla party watching stream. Who remembers that? November of 2021, right? Geez, that was 2 years ago. Okay, well, not 2 years ago, but actual 2 years in the past. But I remember having this thought, closing that stream. I was like, I feel like we've just seen the high for Tesla for a little bit. And I wish I trusted my gut feeling on that. So I hope you're right for your own sake. I wish you the best. It's just tough, right? Because trust me, my gut's been more wrong than right. So it is what it is. Nice. The Fed's next week. Oh, Alex, good point. Is that right? FOMC is the 31st. Oh, yeah. So, okay, FOMC is Tuesday, Wednesday. How could I forget? Folks, this is really important. Really important. The FOMC next week, specifically the Wednesday, is going to dictate the market, the Q&A that happens after. Thank you, Alex. Yes, that's very important heading into, and it explains why options order flow is looking like this. Dan, thank you for the super chat, my friend. I think hardware 4 will be built to support the Cybertruck's lack of cameras due to the nature of its stainless steel body and less cameras. So if that's the case, then that would mean their robotaxi platform would also be stainless steel, a stainless steel form factor. Would that not imply that? Because if we know the robotaxi has to be cheap, has to be really easy to make, has to be low cost, I said that already, but the hardware 4 would have to be the same on that platform. And if this is your theory for the Cybertruck, because cameras are hard, but you know, haven't we seen the camera layouts on the Cybertruck already? Just thinking out loud here. But that would kind of hint that oh wow, holy crap. Folks, 302 million shares traded today. 302 million shares traded to end the day. 177.90 sit on Tesla to close the day. Wow. 177.90. Is this right? I almost don't believe it. Folks, 300. By the way, in case you're wondering, look at how I might have to hold on. Thank you for the super chat, Dan. I'm just going to pull it down. Look at the volume graph here. Holy crap. 300 million shares traded. Let me see here. The last day it was this high was, hold on, what day is this? Wow, you have to go to S&P inclusion. Oh, actually, I'm blocking it right here. S&P inclusion, right? December 18th. Who remembers December 18th, 2020? Do we have any OG watchers? That was my first ever live stream on this channel. That was the best day ever. Just with all the fun that we had. We have to go back to S&P inclusion, it looks like, to see volume as high as we have it today. Holy crap. Holy crap. 302 million. That's nuts. Wow. Any idea as to what happened there? So hold on, 177.90. I gotta find the winner for this thing first. Maybe Hadouken's found it, but I can't scroll down yet. Let's see here, 177.90. Bell rung, yes. Yeah, no, there we go. David was there. I was there. Ibrahim says as well. Yep. Oliver's there. I remember, it's so funny. I remember so many, I don't want to say faces, but I remember a lot of names that still watch today of the channel that supported from day one. Shout out to you guys. Okay, I got to find a winner for this thing though. 177.90. Who is our winner for the day? Man, you guys killed it with all these hand washing comments. Now I got to scroll up like 900 pages to find the winner for the day. That's okay. I'm not complaining. Okay, so Raymond came close, 177.77. Anyone else? 177.77. Ibrahim as well. Raymond. Anyone else? Chris was 177.50. Anyone else? Has Hadouken found anyone before me? Scott was at 99, so he was over by 9 cents. Price is Right rules will get you, folks. It really will. I think Raymond and Hadouken might be our winners. The only other person, hold on one here. Why did everyone guess 177.77? That's our third winner. Raymond, Lewis, anyone else? 177. I gotta find a more official way to do this contest, folks. And then we had Robert Prack at 12:54 p.m. Actually guess it on the dot. A little bit late, but I'll call it a 4-way tie. How about that? But to be honest, the fault's on me. I got to be better with telling people when to guess. And some people are behind on the stream, so it's always tough. But that's on the dot from Robert. So, wow. You guys are saying it's short selling. Congrats. Yeah, by the way, to Robert. I'll throw virtual GG your way, my friend. Robert Prack is the winner. There we go. From Robert. Do we have a Juju intern? No Juju intern. Unless someone wants to be a Juju intern. Okay. I had one at 89. Really? Who is that? I got to be better with this. 77, 89. I didn't see an 89. It is what it is. Like it's a 4-way tie today because 3 people guessed close enough, and then everyone else. Then Robert was 6 minutes before close. There we go. I say that every week. Yeah, I'm just trying to be inclusive. Okay, 177.90 sitting on Tesla. Close the week. Thoughts on the week. Summarize the week in one word. I think my word of the week. Would be epic. I'm gonna say epic. And the reason why I'm gonna say epic is because of Q4. Well, yeah, I think Robert won this one. Let's just give it to it's Robert. It's officially Robert. Robert Prack is the winner. Okay, one word, summarize this week. I said epic. Sheesh. Shout out to Peggy. Exciting. Hadouken's word of the week is LOL. Explosive. Epic. Predictable. Ooh, well, FOMO. That's a good one. Fun. What a ride. Nice. Relief. Exciting. Yes, bullish. Finally. That's a good one. Word of the week is Robert. WTF. Relief. Reclaim. I like it. Covered call jail. Well, I guess you could put that together. Awesome. Sexy. Trap. Ooh, trap. Rewarding. Surprising. Ripper. Rally is here. Community. I like that, Mimi. Owned. Amazing. Victory. I guess. I guess short-term victory. Squeeze. Boom. Expected. Wow, a couple of expecteds here. Encouraging. Well, look, tell you what, folks. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for any of you guys and girls watching. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like. If you want to buy some merch, go buy yourself a Sitting on Tesla cap. It's embroidered. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Go support the channel on Patreon if you guys want to as well. As usual, links will be in the description or patreon.com/hit that bid. What else do I have to plug? Oh yes, my Friday plug. Remember to put away your technology, your phones, your computers, your portfolios are not going to change over the weekend. Go enjoy the day. Go enjoy the weekend. Spend some time with family. Go walk. Go for a physical workout. Go for a meditation session. Go work on something. Have an awesome weekend, folks. I love interacting with you guys and girls. And hopefully Monday brings the same. But I'll tell you what. I tweeted this out. I tweeted this out on Sunday. Okay? And I'll just say something. I don't think I'm tweeting this out on this weekend. But this is what I tweeted out. Oh yeah, by the way, everyone go support the EV King at the EV King, the Electric Vikings GoFundMe. His wife has stage 4 cancer. I've retweeted this on my Twitter. It's a GoFundMe link. Go check that out. Quick plug for our friend there. Hope his family does well through this tough time. But I tweeted this out on Sunday. I said I got a good feeling about this week. On Sunday at 6:19 p.m. It turned out to be a great week. And I enjoy everyone tuning into the channel, hitting subscribe, and appreciate everyone's positivity during an awesome earnings week, albeit it was a little bit boring, let's be honest, with the earnings report. But everything else was really enjoyable. Okay? Much love. Take care. Peace out. Yasher signing off. Take care, everyone.